Boom. I'm waiting for you to just...
Please continue.
I could probably let that one go. Hello and welcome to another edition of Mandate Mondays. Don't make this ridiculous, okay? We are very excited because Jason was kind enough to bring his Oban is the pronunciation, 18-year
Oban.
to the show today. Now, Jason, where did you get this?
The liquor store.
What did this bottle actually run you?
It was like 90.
90 bucks, so just under 100 bucks, just under 100 bucks.
That's fair.
I'm very surprised because the Oban 14 year, if I remember correctly, is almost like 70, almost $80. Yeah. But the Oban 18, this initially was only released in limited editions. I think it was back in 2011. I was reading the Scotch Noob website, or was it the Whiskey Noob website? One of those websites. It said that there was just such a surplus of these, so back in 2011 they decided to actually turn this into a recurring Scotch part of their arsenal for the different Obans that they have.
Oh, it still says limited edition.
The Oban distillery is out of the West Highlands. We haven't officially done an Oban or an Oban before. We did have it in our tour of Italy of Scotland that you brutally hated the way that I summed that up, so I'm very sorry. But from what I remember for the Oban, for the Oban 14 year, it didn't have a peat punch to it when it came to the nose, but when you tasted it, you definitely smelled or tasted the smoke. What do you say we give this a try and actually sample this Scotch whiskey? All right.
Well, this one's immediately mouth-filling, so we get that out really quick.
But as soon as pouring it, like the aromas are already hitting you in the nose. It has the fullness of what I would expect out of a Speyside, actually, instead of a Highland.
Light smell, it's not strong. It's good.
Like there's a spicy smell to it. It's very warming and very welcoming, to be honest. So this is at 43% alcohol. Not at all punching you in the face. Very, very smooth. It doesn't sting in the nose or the eyes when you smell it.
Cheers, mate.
It's very mouth-filling.
Right off the bat, actually very sharp when it comes to the alcohol. Like it stings a bit. Of course, this is straight up as it is too. There's no water, there's no stones in this to chill it. But like a very, very full...
That is amazing.
What I don't taste though is any sort of peat or smoke like I did in the 14.
It's been a while since I've had the 14. This one definitely no smoke to it at all.
Not that I can notice.
It's definitely drier than most other whiskeys though.
Yeah, it does have a very drying effect to it. It's delicious though. Absolutely delicious.
I would definitely drink this on a regular basis.
And the thing is,
because I'm an alcoholic.
But the difference between this and the 14 year for the additional $20.
I would do this.
This is very, very good. You know,
I would spend the additional $20 on that.
The Oban 14 is delicious, but the 18 just it's a phenomenal.
It's more delicious.
If you were trying out whiskeys and wanted to get into it, I would highly recommend this.
This would ruin you for the rest of your life.
Everything else would taste like after you had this.
Yeah, but so like you said to the burn, I know you said you don't taste any right off just from the first initial sip. Like I do feel a lot of burn coming off it, even though the alcohol content's a bit lower.
I guess it's just because we've all been drinking whiskeys for a while. I don't get burns. Like I get burns if I drink Jack Daniel or Jameson. Or...
When you pee. There is like a very fruity influence in the actual whiskey.
I will say I don't taste the fruity influence.
You're a fruity.
But as someone who enjoys a wide range of scotches, this is definitely something I would purchase. I mean, the thing is, like $100 for a bottle still is a lot. You know, this is one of those reserves that I'd keep back and only have once in a while. But very, very good, full, well-bodied, great sweetness to it.
That's the thing I do. When I buy a bottle of whiskey, I've never been like, I'm just gonna have a glass of this today and put it aside for like a really nice, eventful day. I'm just like, I have a bottle of scotch that's delicious.
You're gonna plow it
Every
down.
time I want a bottle of scotch, I'm gonna have one really good. Like I don't.
But then you go through it so much faster.
That's why I bought it.
We weren't expecting to do it, but why not? Let's actually bring in the 14 year, see if we can actually tell the difference between the two.
You know, we can't tell the difference between a 14 and an 18-year-old.
So we've got the Oban 14. Hey, cheers, guys.
Cheers, mate.
In comparison, a bit sharper to the nose.
See, this one has a burn to it, and this one is actually a bit smoky
See,
compared to that 18.
Now again-
4 years makes a difference, guy.
I'll get the smoky. I don't get the burn difference. Definitely a bit, like, not overpowering at all. Not at all like a peated scotch, but definitely a bit of the smoky taste to it. Not as sweet as you did get with the 18 year. And it does have a bit sharper kind of punch to the nose. It's still a phenomenal scotch itself, but it does feel a bit It almost feels a bit lighter in a way, or at least it's not as heavily sugared.
It's not sweeter. It doesn't taste smoother. It definitely has more of a pungent taste smell to it.
Comparing side to side, you can definitely pick up subtle differences between the 14 and the 18 year, especially when it comes to the sharpness, when it comes to the sweetness that you get out of something like the 18 year. But both of these are still phenomenal. Again, this is typically what, $70 to $75. This is about $90 to $100 typically if you get it. If I was going to spend the money on the Oban, I'd go with the 18 year. I'd spend the extra $20 and get the 18. That's for sure.
It's worth money.
I gotta make a call out to my buddy Mike Lewis, who is a fanatic for Oban to the point where I think it becomes a problem. So you definitely should try this one if you get that, Mike, and anybody else who is watching this episode.
It's not a drinking problem. As long as you wake up in the morning, go to work, come home.
You're gonna shout out to someone who you just said has a problem with Oban, and you're like, he has an even better Oban. Have a bigger problem.
Mike, I know you have a drinking problem, but try this one. So I have to deal with him, Mike. Cheers, mate.
Cheers. I don't even know why I hang out with you people.
How much money do you think we've spent in a year on just whiskeys alone?
Honestly, I could have put my kid through college twice.